Valera, as the major, the oldest, the seniorest guy here, can you please tell if there's any news from your side about Bostrom?
Yes, little small updates. I just continued to prepare upgrade, and me and Kirill, we are in touch with testing of upcoming upgrades. So yes, as I will finalize upgrade, I will ping everybody and will create proposal. I hope it will be very soon. Yes, it's took rather more time, and it was pretty slowly. Yes, because I was not in town and just came back from trip back to Bali, so just continued to work with upgrade.
Well, that's a classic. So that all this development, it takes longer than we expected at the beginning. It's kind of the normal thing for everything. Okay, good. Thank you. We're all waiting for that. Kirill, would you like to say something?
Well, I don't know. We're just testing the new versions, so just work in progress. So yeah, just not very much to add here. Just whenever it will be ready, whenever it will be working okay without patches, yeah, we'll be just start pushing it onto the chain.
Yep. Today we were breaking our brains together with Michael, trying to build the Cyber Dragonberry branch on Linux, and we did not succeed. Probably we will knock and kill your doors to ask for some help with what's happening on Ubuntu. Soon.
All the time, no problem.
Thank you. Stepa, do you have any updates for us to show, maybe?
Buddy. Yep. Recently, continuing on working on front end with Czeslaw, and this time we're upgrading the Oracle main page, which is already almost done, and I can show it.
Please.
Well, where is it? 1 second, please. Yep. Is it visible?
Yes, it is. We can see it.
Yes, so this is improved Oracle main page with the actual graph in it. The how many particles do we have here? Just like the last 1,000 or something?
Yes, 1,024.
Oh, all right. So this is the actual graph, how it looks like. And then some dynamic elements with particles. So each link it leads to a particle. So actually, for the community, everybody can participate on bringing some useful information on it, as well as the page how to learn recently has been added, and this is page how to learn, which brings us to the mechanic of linking one particle to another, and should lead us through the whole process of getting energy, which we can find in help particles here. Get H, like the examples of the links, and same thing. Everybody can participate as usually, making help materials on it. So once you get there, the will guide you through the process of what you need to have to make a first Cyberlink. Yeah. So in the perfect world, it will be like that. Still has some issues, so we're working on it. It's already, I think, it's already on. Is it on the main domain? Just a second.
Yes.
Learn. Yeah, it's already. So everybody can test it. Yeah, so recent work is like that, and aiming for the next step for the editor page. We can call it Studio, the work name. So it will be the page where you can create the Cyberlink. I can quickly show it. It's just work in progress. Oracle Studio. So it will has all the instruments to create any Cyberlink you want, to attach all the incoming Cyberlinks, EA text, and you can put any amount of, already I think was presenting it, like this links inside. So it will be a complicated tool, but hopefully not, usable. Yeah. So it's still work in progress. It's like for the next step. I think I'm done on the front end. If Jess, you want to add something, you're welcome.
Looks very good.
I think you explained it. All things.
All right.
Guys, looks amazing, especially those round thing with the live
Thank you.
graph inside. Looks very good. From my point of view, it's even better than this graph is on the whole screen, or uses the whole screen, and inside the circle it looks even better. Decent work.
To mention that we're working on adaptive design, which just it's kind of not quick, but hopefully they'll all work on all kind of displays. Yep.
I think especially because you broke the particles and you could create the Cyberlink, it's like more visually what's happening on the back end, which makes it more clear as to what's happening in the graph. I think that's helpful. Seeing what I saw before in the UI, it's a little bit unclear how to make a Cyberlink. It's more direct with how you set it up now.
Guys, does this circled graph view, is it already been deployed on the prod or not? Because I'm still getting like the picture.
Yeah, it was not deployed. I think we will deploy it maybe 1-2 days.
Okay, good.
Nice. Who else has updates? Sergey? Do you have anything to say?
Guys, I don't have updates this week. I have some rest and don't have updates for protocol.
No problem. Thank you. Well, it seems like I'm the last one here to show updates, as I don't know. Kirill, would you like to say something?
Actually, yeah, I have a little updates regarding the indexer, the Spacebox. We kind of are on a finish line with the bostrom modules there, and I hope by the end of this week we'll have a first like a release including the bostrom modules. So by the next call, by the next Thursday, I guess we would be able to show something like actually like synced and working on that. So a little update on that.
Amazing. Really very keen to work with Spacebox. Spacebox, yep. And I already did something with that, and I'm really happy with that. Let me show to entertain you little guys. So recently, Spacebox, where is it? Bostrom. Yep. So there's a playground. In this playground, we can execute different kind of queries, SQL queries, and SQL with GitHub or with the ClickHouse flavor queries. And there we can see the very performant results. I just executed the query that is quite simple, though this query parses some JSON file, some columns in the table that has some JSON inside of that. And it works blazingly fast. This exact query is about who burned, how much fee was burned in the bostrom by overall all the neurons, all the addresses who signed the transactions. This one is the number one. The top one is the relayer to Cosmos, right? To all of them. To all of the other.
Well, it's not just the Cosmos; it's all the networks, I guess. All the main ones: Cosmos, Osmosis, maybe Space Pussy here as well, and maybe Desmos on this address.
Do you happen to know who is the second one?
No, I don't.
Okay. And I am on the fourth place. This address is mine. It just does a restake in this meeting all the time. I thought I was scared a little at the beginning that I'm at the very top of this list. I thought that I burned a bit more boots that actually I burned. But after some time, guys explained to me that it's only 191 megaboots for all the time, so it is not very big. What I wanted to show you guys here that when we will have Cyberlinks data in the ClickHouse, we'll be able to execute very sophisticated queries, and this will empower the front end, Cybe.ai, and the other applications to do huge, very beautiful and powerful things on the bostrom, on the CyberGraph data. Okay, next. Let's check the stats. We on the last call, I skipped this portion. On the last call, there was no master, so I just forgot about presenting the stats and graph stats. Now I filter our graph and stats. Where's graph stats? Graph stats. Neuron stats only here. No. Let's just check. So in the last 4 weeks, we got 19, at least 19,000 new Cyberlinks. And if there were more registrations, let's try to add contracts here, but it will not make. I didn't update and include contracts. still the same amount. So in the last 4 weeks, we got like 19,000 plus Cyberlinks, which is good. And we can check the stats, neurons stats, graph, neuron stats, and we can see that those addresses did it. Let's try to see, maybe we can see the names of those people. Other, nope, I broke something here. There is no nickname. Okay, anyway, so this is the top list, and in our top list we can see clearly that there are very different addresses, very different neurons who created Cyberlinks. We have at least 9 neurons that created more than 100 Cyberlinks in this period of time, which is amazing, guys. As for me, it's a big progress. What else? I can show you some advancements, my advancements in inside development. I did the whole bunch of commands that work with tokens. Let's check how many tokens our Joy has. Joy has a lot of tokens, and also Joy has a lot of liquid hydrogen for invest minting. We can further make a token sum command, and it will reduce our table to the shorter one. And in that short table, we can see that the tokens of Joy, they are in states pool and liquid. So pool on the first place means that there are more pool tokens. Here is delegated boots are on the first place. Pool tokens, rewards, and liquid, they are here in the descending order by the number of the tokens. What else we can do? We can calculate swap price. We can calculate swap calc, and let's say that we want to swap our tokens, swap 30% of our tokens. And we can see the result of the swapping those tokens. How many of them will we receive on the end? Let's check. Let's use command tokens format. Yep. And we can see here that on the first place, Joy has EVMOS tokens. They have just a lot of decimals. So this is amount that is raw, and if we reduce decimals on this amount, we will see that it's only 9.2 decimals on the account of Joy. And we can see here that, so for example, we can sort by amount, amount minus R. We can see that the main tokens, the most valuable tokens on the account of Joy, there are boots. And those boots, if we exchange 30% of those, if we swap 30% of those boots to hydrogen, we will have this amount of hydrogen. This price is calculated. With the formulas. So what else? Sort by. Also, I made the delegation withdraw, reverse withdraw command, and this command will first execute the commands to withdraw the tokens for the address that I just chose, and after that it will provide us some analytics on that. What kind of analytics? Analytics we will see in 20 seconds. This analytics will include information on, so we can see here that the number of the monikers of the validators that from this address I delegated tokens to. And we can see here the amount of tokens that were delegated, and also we can see here the percent relative column. This is an analytics column. This column, how it works, it checks how much tokens were delegated at the moment of executing this transaction, at the height of this transaction, to the validators. And after that, it checks how much tokens we received in rewards from those validators. And it normalizes this number by the amount of tokens that was delegated to the validator. So here we can see in percent relative column, we can clearly see who of the validators that are already in our validator set, who produce more rewards for us. And this is on my taste, very valuable information. Further, I'm going to add here some graphs to demonstrate what is the dynamics of validators, of the income from validators. Let's check, maybe I have here some example. Yes, I do have. Rewards, withdraw, analyze this chart. So here, for example, let's open it in Wizidata, and here we can see percent relative that at the moment when I was executing this command, bro for some reason produced this low amount of withdraw of rewards for my account, but it was the short time. What I wanted to show here, what I wanted to point your attention, that actually it's possible to go first. It's possible to obtain all the previous transactions. I already have the command query, tx sequence. So this command will just display the previously executed commands by account, and it will receive data from the bostrom nodes, from the public node of bostrom blockchain, and we can go through all the sequences of the account, and we can further we can summarize them and to see the dynamics by each validator, whom was producing the most number of the biggest amount of tokens of rewards for us. Yeah. Also, I did a lot of work on internals of the Sci, a lot of small pesky bugs. I'm really grateful to Michael, who helped me to find some of those bugs in Linux. And Sci is going to be better and better. Also, I decided that now it already has like big amount of functions. How many of them? It's just 61 comments, 61 functions that are exposed as a public APIs, and much more internal commands. And it's very big number to release at one moment, and I still continue my work on it. I decided that next time I just make a release of Cyber with properly tested, with already tested the commands that allow to create links. They have prefix of links in our in commands. And after that, it will be the first release of Cyber and of Cy. And after that, I will go further to the another one, to all the other commands. Yeah. Guys, if anybody has questions or additions on what I just presented, please share with us them. If not, I will ask the community for the questions to the Cyber team in general.
Guys, do you know when Master Saib coming back from his treatment?
I think that Joy might know the best here. Joy, if you have any information, please tell us. If you do not, you can tell that you do not. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
No sound from you.
For some reason, Joy, your circle blinks, but we cannot hear anything.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you hear me right now? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
He will come back, I think, like next week, but smoothly. Not expecting like he'll come back right now because he have a lot of messages, unread messages. So it's will take some time to come back on 100%.
Okay.
The longer he will take to get back, the more chance that we will commit this riot and do a fork and release of Cyber without him.
On the previous call, on the previous internal call, we was joking that finally it's time to make a fork of Cyber and to rename the fields in the menu and to do other stuff that we decide is important to do. But for sure, we were kidding. Okay, guys, community, please, do you happen to have any questions? Anybody?
I have a question. I have one. So I'm interested in the thing, will it be possible to see how much, what is maximum amount might be uploaded as the like file to the site? Because currently I try to like upload anything, and if I don't know the like estimated like length of how long I should wait until it will be uploaded and stuff like that.
Kirill, can you answer?
Well, I believe we have a limit around like 4 megabytes on this part to check like to keep the stuff uploaded through the site to be pinned on our cluster IPFS. But I guess that is not displayed anywhere on the site itself. So I guess we should just do an issue for site team to add this little like a notice on the max limit to, I don't know, to link page or whatever it will be possible.
Well, the thing is that when you upload something to Cybe.ai, it is pinned to into our cluster, and we do not have that much resources as YouTube has and the other video hosting providers. So for now, we're limiting the size of the file for 4 megabytes. I guess that also the file is pinned on in the local node that is built in Cybe.ai page. I'm not sure, but I guess it is. And probably because of that, it takes so much time when you try to upload big files, but I'm not sure about the details.
I'd say about the big ones, it is just more reliable to pin it to a separate node somewhere, or to whoever do, I don't know, Pinata or whatever, whoever do these spinning services, to make them like really reliably available, and especially about the videos and this kind of big things, because yeah, at the front will not allow you to use much of a hard files and heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Valentin. Anybody else?